Carly, did you know that I've been carrying Northwest Naturals since we opened Odyssey Pets in 2006? And I've been feeding it to my Brussels Griffon, Vinny, since he was only 11 weeks old.
That's amazing, Sherry. And you know, I love how Northwest Naturals is new and improved with real whole ingredients. No synthetics, and that includes all of their products, freeze-dried, raw, toppers, and treats.
That's one of the reasons why Northwest Naturals is so special. Every formula is made without shortcuts in a family-owned and operated plant in Portland, Oregon.
That's right. With over 70 years of experience, it's all done in their USDA facility, never third party.
Combine that with their support for independent retailers, and you've got a brand worth trusting.
Northwest Naturals, real food, real support.
Learn more at nw-naturals.net.
And right now, Northwest Naturals is offering an extra 5% on GAP ISOs for current clients, plus an extra 5% on any new ISO for new clients.
Just use promo code PetShopGirls.
Pet Shop Girls, the voice of the indie, the heart of the trade. Pet Shop Girls, unleash your power, let's make some waves.
Hey everybody, I'm Sherry.
And I'm Carly.
Welcome back to the Pet Shop Girls podcast. It's the 99th episode, you guys.
99.
99. That's one away from 100.
That's one away from 100. And what's on 100?
The big Rodney Habib episode.
The big Rodney Habib episode on the 100th episode. So you guys, you just have to get through this week. And then next week, you've got access to Mr. Habib, and it is a good one.
And if you've been listening with us for a long time, if you've made it to 99 with us, thank you.
Yes, right.
You know,
because we're not everybody's cup of tea. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Yeah. I mean, we try to help as many people as we can. Mm-hmm. So we do appreciate you. And this episode, we're going to circle back to one of our very first episodes, a topic we wanted to revisit. It was episode 7, I believe, right?
Yes, because it's episode 7 of season 1. We talked about these kinds of things. So if you want more details, I mean, you can always get double the dose today and go back to episode 1, season 7. Also, I mean, if you are a member of our Substack community, we've got exclusive content that episode 7 of season 1 did not have, which was that playbook, how to implement all of the things we're going to talk about today, because I have seen it on other retailers' website, both in and out of pet, where they just have these weird prices. And you know what? Before I was a retailer, I may not have noticed how weird it looks. But now as a retailer, knowing what I think I know, I look at these prices and I'm like, what? Where's the logic? I don't understand how these prices are being determined.
I even see some odd things in big box stores.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, why did they do that? So we're going to share some tricks when it comes to pricing strategies, plus some other things that will help your customers shop, feel, and buy in your store. But this isn't about tricking people, right, Carly?
Right. So tricks and tips that aren't about tricking people. It's literally using psychology to create that better shopping experience for your customers, but also helping you to boost your bottom line. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm just going to, very quick story. I was...
Story time, yay.
Story time, yes. I was doing some interviewing for the store, right? Looking for some new team members. And the things that we were talking about, kind of why we do certain things the way we do at House of Paws, I was trying to explain to these people who I had never met before that, listen, my heart always says one thing because I want to help the pets, but then my brain pipes up and goes, hey, dummy, you have to make a little bit of money or you're not going to be able to help the pets. So Anyways, so that's where I'm saying that none of this is about tricking your consumer. None of this is about tricking
it's about maximizing your business.
Yeah, 100%. So that you still can continue to do what you love doing tomorrow and the next day, because we have to be mindful of the business. Like my team is always telling me, why you just give stuff away? And I'm like, why don't just give it away?
I do the same too. Like I want everyone to like have something in their hands when they leave. And I'm like, oh, here, take this.
I want to help the pet. And I think that I can help the pet, but then I have to remind myself, oh yeah, right. You do have to pay a couple bills here. So you might want to bring in some money.
They don't put me behind the counter that much anymore. So, okay, we're gonna kick this off with one that probably everybody's heard of, but we're gonna revisit it anyway, and that's the classic 99 effect.
Well, and that is literally what this episode was named after, so it was perfect.
Exactly.
And this is those two last digits behind the period in your price, and that is that psychology says that it should either be 99, 95, or 97. But let me tell you, back in the day when Carly was just a young noob in retail, one of the first
5 years ago.
Correct. Or 35 years. I can't remember how long it's been, but yeah, it was when I was working at a retailer for, again, one of my first retail jobs. And I remember them telling us that they had just recently changed all of their pricing to end in 99 from 95. All of their prices were .95, but they went to .94. So, .99, 4 cents more. That 4 cents more over the course of a year. This was a national retailer, by the way, but that 4 cents difference in their prices was the difference of $1 million at the end of the year.
Stop.
$1 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I was 17 at the time, and I like $1 million. I was like, oh my God, that's huge. But it is huge. And though we may not, as pet retailers with one store, not national across the country, though we may not see $1 million increase, if your prices are not at 99 and you're currently at 95 or 97, just going to 99 will make a difference.
Right. And there's some caveats with this, which we're going to talk about here shortly. So our brains round down subconsciously. So when they see $19.99, they don't think $20. They think 19. Yep. And they don't factor in that 99 cents. So that's why it works. But
one of my best friends, every time we go shopping, I yell at her for this, right? Because we'll see something that is $79.99, and she's like, "Oh my God, I have to buy that. It's only $75." And I look at her every time.
75?
I'm like, that's what her brain does. She goes down to the next 5.
Okay,
but she sees something for $79.99. And it's only $75. And I'm like, you're just trying to justify buying it because that is $80.
Yes.
My brain works different, obviously, than most because I always round up. But maybe that's just how I manage my money. I always round expenses up and income down. But yeah, it's a true thing. Like most people do that. They round down because of how we read right to left to right, left to right.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know my left and right.
My caveat on this is when we're talking about smaller priced items is that in certain situations like dump bins or like a clearance table, I do like a round number. Like I like a $5 clearance table. I don't want to say $4.99 clearance table. Right. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that's my caveat on that. Also, there's that 2479 trick. So if you've got something priced at $26.99 when you do your normal markup, just do $27.99.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you exactly why this works, but round it to the next 2, 4, 7, or 9. Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing with $27.99. Nobody associates that with 30. They associate it with 25. $22.99 is not $25. It's $20.
So whenever I see something at a store that's $21.99 or $26.99, I'm like, man, they could just bump that up one more dollar
Right.
and nobody would notice, you know?
Well, and even using this type of charm pricing, is that the official name for it? No, this is the classic 99. Oh, it is charm pricing.
Charm. Yeah,
Charm,
I think
yes,
it is charm
okay.
pricing. Yeah.
But there is, I don't know what the things are called. There are studies around charm pricing that says that your sales can be boosted by 8 to 20%. So kind of going back to that national retailer that I worked for many moons ago, when they went from 95.95, so 99.95 to 99.99, they saw $1 million increase in their sales for the year.
That's amazing. Okay, one more caveat on this is super high-end luxury items. You know, Louis Vuitton doesn't price their bags at what is
$599.99.
Right. $599.999. Yeah, they don't do that. It's a round number. So if you have really expensive items, it's okay to do a round number.
Yeah. I would say too, like when you talked about the dump bins where, you know, all things in here are $5 or $10 or whatever. I would say that under $10, you have a little bit more wiggle room than over $10 for dump bins. But I would say that kind of flat rate pricing would apply in some cases to like mystery bags or grab bags. If you're doing, remember we've talked about the candy grab bags?
My mystery boxes are 25, round number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, the other thing that I would say though, too, is when you're doing mystery bags and you figure out that, hey, like this is almost $100 worth of retail, but I'm going to sell it for 25. I'm not going to say that this is $97.99 worth of value. I'm going to say this is $100 worth of value for $25, right?
Oh, one more caveat, guys. Sorry. They're like, here's the rule, but then except for this and this and this and this. And that's cans. Canned items, I do not round to the 99. You do, Carly?
She's such a rule breaker. Of course I do. It's 99. Everything is 99.
Especially like a cat pouch, okay? If you've got a cat pouch that you do your normal markup and it's $1.29.
$1.99.
And if you're in a competitive area like mine, I can't do that.
Well, you could do 3 for $4.99.
Maybe.
I'm just going to make sure I think about this a little bit.
But no, my cans are, they are rounded to the 9, but not to the 99. So,
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, we're on to the next. Okay, so real talk, Pet Pro. Sherry has been on the hunt for good custom bags for like ever.
Seriously, I've been looking for years. Everything was either too expensive, had insane minimums, or just didn't feel right. Then I found Aardvark, and it was like, finally.
Oh my God, you were so excited when those t-shirt bags came in.
I was ecstatic. I felt like I finally achieved retail excellence. They're beautiful, sturdy, and having our logo on them makes us look super polished.
And he does custom poop bags too, right?
Yes, he customizes the box and the little sticker that holds the rolls together. I put my logo on it. It's all branded and it makes a difference. Those details matter.
And his prices are super competitive.
Honestly, way better than anything else I've found. And he's great to work with. Super responsive, no weird hoops to jump through, just easy.
So if you've been putting this off, now's the time. Check out aardvarkpet.com. You'll thank us later.
That's ARTVARK pet.com. And if you want a $600 design pack for free, and to avoid those pesky setup fees, plus get 10% off your first order, be sure to mention the Pet Shop Girls sent you. Decoy effect. That's adding a third extreme option to make the middle option feel like what they should do. Because a lot of people don't want to buy the cheapest, but they don't want to buy the most expensive.
Exactly. So that's I call this the ABC pricing. And so if I have 3 options, and I think I even talked about this in our very first episode that we talked about this back in season 1. But when I used to do my pet expo, I had 3 different options for booths that people could purchase. they could purchase silver, gold, or platinum booths. So my silver, I don't remember the prices for sure, but I'm just going to give an example. My silver booth, $100. My gold booth, $175, and my platinum booth, $200. And when we do that type of pricing, so that could work for different types of grooming services or daycare packages, or if you had certain, you had kind of a good, better, best option of some sort of an item in your store, the middle price, that B price, gold in my case, should be closer to your C price, your best price. Because like Sherry said, they don't want to buy the cheapest, but they're not quite convinced that they want to spend the most money they have to. So they'll pick the middle option. And that helps you increase your margins as well.
Love it. I'm just going to move on to bundling.
Oh,
because
okay.
Everybody likes a good bundle.
Okay.
So people like the convenience of it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, like in some situations, it kind of has the illusion of you getting more for less. Mm-hmm. So I love a good, we actually did make 2-packs this year. So
yeah.
we had some chews that we're not going to bring in again. So we put them in a cute cellophane bag.
Yeah.
And it's 3 for $20, but $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bundle.
Yeah. And I think too, and I know that I've talked about this in the past, I might break some bundle rules here, but one of the bundles that we offer is our booster bundle is what we call it. And this is all around nutrition. And so it's that they buy a premium dry food. They buy some sort of a hydrating booster like a goat milk or a bone broth or something like that. They buy a less processed booster, so like a freeze dried or a dehydrated, and then they buy a fresh booster, so something from the freezer. When they do that, I don't change the price of anything. We just explain to customers that when you buy one item from these 4 different categories, you automatically get your booster bucks back. And so they get $10 back to come back the next time. It's not, I don't change the price. The price is the price. But that's kind of a bundle that we promote.
That's a creative way to bundle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I came up with that as a young pup, retailer, because I was so scared to, I thought I was going to lose money if I bundled and
but no, this gets them to come, to buy more and come back.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I like that.
You're increasing a couple things there. Your average transaction, your number of transactions sold or number of items sold per transaction, and then you get them to come back. But it is the holiday season. I mean, we're in it already. And if you're in retail, you know that holidays start September 1. So we are kind of in that holiday season. Bundles for the holidays achieve a lot of things for your customers. That convenience. They're coming in to get their dogs or their neighbor's dog a gift or their boss's dog a gift. If you've created some sort of a bundle, that you've just taken a lot of shopping headache off their hands.
I love to take a chili penguin, which is my favorite enrichment toy. It's kind of like a Kong, but better. And then we'll put a little 1-ounce bone broth packet or a peanut butter with it. And then maybe a sample of some freeze dried. And it makes the perfect gift. It's under $20 and it's grab and go for any dog. And
you wrap it in a red or green ribbon and it looks like Christmas is done for them. So bundles over the holidays, definitely beneficial for helping your staff, your customers. And then you could also, this is going to take it one step further. There's a little bit, it's still related to pricing, I guess. Something that we do all year round is we have our customer avatars. And so it's are you a new dog parent? Are you a raw feeder? Are you an active pet parent? Are you a puppy parent? And we have all of these avatars that we've created for all the different types of pet parents out there. And we then include all the different types of products that we could be talking to with that pet parent based on the type of avatar they are. Holiday avatars, though, another thing that you can do to kind of figure out what bundles you could build. So is it, I'm the holiday shopper that I want to spend $20, but I have 6 dogs to buy for. If I could keep it under $20 for all the dogs, for each dog, or am I I've got no budget. and I'm just here to buy my dog stuff. Or so you build these avatars out, and then you can kind of create bundles around them. And if it's price points that you want to do, you can do that too.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Carly's never short of ideas. Okay. We were just talking about how we don't turn our minds off, and it's a blessing and
a curse
and
at
a curse at the same time.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. Moving on to the next one is scarcity and urgency.
Mm-hmm.
I have FOMO. How about you, Carly? I have FOMO bad. So I have made purchases in my life, a lot of purchases in my life, because
she thinks they're not going to be there tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss out. It's fear of missing out, guys. So that's why I always like to put, especially if something actually is limited. If you're not going to bring a product back in, or if it's a holiday item, which, you're not going to bring back in until maybe next year. And I do this with my mystery boxes. It's while supplies last. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just urges people to buy now instead of later, because it might not be here.
Because we can't guarantee it, or we can't get it again, or whatever that is. But absolutely. When you've got a limited supply of any type of item, make sure that you communicate that to your customer, because it spurs on people like Miss Sherry, who are like, oh my God, I'm going to miss out if I don't get this. And so then it also frees up your cash, gets it back into your business. But there are things like, and when it comes to holiday purchasing from a retailer's perspective, I don't want to be left with leftover merchandise ever. I would rather sell all of my holiday merch before November 15th than be sitting there on December 25th going, holy crap, I have half of what I bought for the year. And now I'm not getting rid of it. So, any way that you can kind of encourage your customers to buy now and buy sooner than later so they don't miss out, is good business.
Also, when I see lines like that, like limited supplies, or, while supply lasts, I feel like it's super popular or something. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, everybody else is like buying this. I need to buy it too, Yeah. So, okay. Moving on to the power of free. Mm-hmm. Free stuff. Mm-hmm. BOGO is always a good one. If you can swing a BOGO, buy one, get one. And usually I get my brands to help me out on this, if you can. That way you're not out any money. But BOGO will always work better than 50% off.
Yes.
In fact, dollars off, for that matter, always works better than a percentage.
Yeah, exactly.
People can't do percents in their head.
Yeah, which I don't get that, but I know that it happens. But yeah, and I mean, here's the thing too. Free is a powerful word. Back in my corporate world, because we were regulated by the federal government, if there was any type of a political thing going on, even if we had some sort of an offer that customers would get something for free, we could not use that in any of our marketing because of how powerful free is. And also, I mean, in that particular instance, because the government was involved, they didn't want it to look like they were leaning one way or another or showing favoritism by offering free things. But we are not under those same regulations as indie pet pros. So if you can do free gift with purchase, free gift with daycare stay, free gift with groom.
I do that too. I love it. I call them barking bonus daycare days. Yep. If I have like a free item for my daycare dogs, because look, they're already in your store. And a lot of these people, if you offer services like I do, they aren't buying as much as they should.
Yeah.
And they're already there. So we'll give out these free samples and they'll try it. And then boom, even if you get one customer to buy that product regularly, it was worth it.
But even more than that, I think that this adds to the experience that your shop is giving, right? If they went to daycare at the big box across the street and they never got free stuff there, but every time they go to Odyssey for daycare and they get a little free goodie bag, or they get a free goodie bag every once in a while, hey, that's something that they don't get other places. Or
for sure.
Yeah. And people will go for free stuff. I remember, It was our first Saturday being open when I first opened my store. Or no, it was our third Saturday. And I came up with the super, what did I call it? Super Saturday. I don't remember.
Sample?
But literally all I did was I got bulk biscuits. I got these little, like they look like little Chinese takeout boxes. And it was a super Saturday for super pets or whatever I called it. But I was like, you get a free box of biscuits.
I remember when you did this and I was like, that's not going to work.
Yeah. And it totally worked.
Did.
It totally worked. Like we had.
Was it free with any purchase or did they just come in and get it?
No, because this was back before COVID, you know? So it was just free. It was come for a free box of biscuits. But everybody that came, and if I remember the numbers correctly, I could go back and look. But it was something like we had 48 people come for biscuits and 44 people bought.
That's amazing.
This was back in the day, right? Now, today I would encourage you to do a free with purchase because things really changed after COVID. And what I see is if you just do free things without purchase, then there's a lot of people that are literally just doing the circuit. You know, if you like Halloween's coming up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I used to give out my goodie bags for Halloween just to anybody that showed up, you know, with their pet in a costume.
Yep.
But we all know there's those people that hit up all the different Halloween parties that weekend and then they get all the free stuff and they didn't spend a dime.
Yeah.
So I am requiring people to purchase before they get their goodie bag this year.
Yeah. It was two Halloweens ago and the store was packed. But when I looked at sales afterwards, I'm like, what? Where's all the money for all the people that were in here? It was crazy all day long. But it really was. People were doing the circuit. They were going to every pet store in the city that was having a Halloween event, and they were just collecting all of the free things. And I get it. Like it's, you know, I mean, times are tough. Money is stretched thin, all the things. So you're going to try to get all the free stuff. But that the whole idea behind us doing this as retailers is that we're trying to get new customers and trying to sell the things.
Right.
And
we want our free stuff to go to the right people.
Sherry, as pet parents, you know, we've all had that fear. What if our dog eats something they shouldn't, like chocolate or grapes or even a bottle of human meds left on the counter?
Exactly. It's happened to me. And that's where Ready Rescue comes in. It's the first of its kind vet-designed at-home solution for accidental pet poisonings. Something that's truly revolutionizing what pet stores can offer.
And that's huge because until now, pet parents had no real tool that they could keep at home. Everything was messy, bulky, or only available at the vet. But Ready Rescue changes that. It's clean, it's easy to give, and it's designed to buy life-saving time on the way to the clinic.
And it's not just on retail shelves. Over 200 veterinary hospitals already trust Ready Rescue in clinic. That credibility makes it a no-brainer for stores.
Exactly. Like think of it like a fire extinguisher for toxins, like something you hope your customers never need it, but when they do, it could save a life. And every modern pet store should carry it.
Stocking Ready Rescue puts your store on the cutting edge of pet wellness. To order wholesale today, visit www.getreadyrescue.com and use promo code PetShopGirls for 10% off your first order plus free shipping.
Sorry, my Canadian friends. This is for new U.S. customers only for now. But if you're a retailer, this is a product you'll want on your shelves.
You ready to move on?
Yes, because that's pretty much all that we did with all the pricing, right? Because this is what we didn't do last year.
Yes.
Is we're talking about ambiance.
That's
what I'm going to call it.
I love this. Okay, so I got a couple things to say about this next part. So we're going to talk about visuals and smells and music and all that too. So let's talk about colors. So we all know that like red can make you feel angry sometimes.
Yeah.
It has a sense of urgency. It's good for clearance items. But I heard this thing about Burger King. Do you guys have Burger King up there
We do, yeah.
in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the 70s, their colors were like
Red and yellow.
and orange.
Oh, that's A&W.
No, like the original colors for Burger King were like, it was like brown, like an ugly brown and like orange and yellow. And
I don't remember that.
I heard that they did that because it was so displeasing to the eye. They wanted people to eat as fast as they could and get out of there.
Oh, they were trying to be a Vegas casino.
They were trying to turn the tables.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, that is such an odd choice. But anyway, and like, my color is green, which can mean natural and healthy. Do you know what teal means?
Awesomeness. I don't know. It's one of my favorite colors. That's all I know. But if we're talking about are we talking about the branding colors, or are we
Like
talking
this
more
can be
about
branding, or like the colors that you put in your store.
or the colors that you use for like a sale tag or a signage?
You could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just thinking like red to me does mean clearance. So I definitely would not have a bunch of red price tags all over the place because you're just going to look like a bargain bin.
Yeah.
But I think
I guess
yellow,
unless your brand color was red.
oh,
Like
right.
Target.
Yeah.
Like, Target's color is red,
Yeah, if it aligns with your brand. But I would say that if your colors are green and you had a bunch of red tags all over the place, I'd be thinking that I was in a bargain bin.
For sure.
And yellow kind of has some of that same connotation as well. You have to be very particular and mindful about the colors that you're going to put together, right?
Yeah.
Black, gold, silver, throw in
luxury.
some white. Yeah, absolutely.
Very luxurious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And green would be like earthy as well, natural.
Yeah. And like, you could even you could have different sections of your store with maybe different colored signs, and like the supplement section could be green. But yeah, I mean, you get the point. Colors can emote feelings.
Exactly. That's, I think about like, well, think of Walmart. When you walk into Walmart, and even Walmart is trying to change this, right? They're trying to add some color, but the big white walls, white floors, white shelves.
I feel like I'm in a hospital or something.
Oh, it's so clinical. Like it's not inviting. That's the thing, right? And even if you had amazing lighting, when everything is white and everything blends together, I'm not seeing anything in your store stand out. I know that I was very particular when I was kind of picking my store. I knew that I wanted teal in there. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do that kind of black, silver, gray, white accents. Teal is the primary color, but everything. So I was very particular about the shelving units that I bought and making sure that if I did them, they were in grays or they were in blacks or they were in, I don't have white shelving units, but it's mostly black and gray for my shelving units. And I was just very, very particular. But this is not a pat on my own back, but I know that I did something right because when I first opened, everybody that came in asked me if I was a franchise because I had a cohesive
it looks
look
so
throughout.
Professional,
right?
Yeah, it looks really good.
And I've been in stores again, both in and outside of pet, where you can tell that the shelving units definitely aren't a set, if you will. But not only are they not a set, they're not even in the same era or decade, or like they're just so different that they clash with each other. Not all of my shelving units are the same, but they all go together because I've kept them in the same hue. Is that the right? I don't know. Artists tell me.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I've kept them in the same hue. So they all kind of look like they go together.
Yeah, they blend. Yeah.
Lighting is the next thing I think we want to talk about here because that's so important in a retail store. You can't have the dark, dingy. You can't look like a drug front. So
no. Well, and recently, so like we've been replacing our, I guess is it called incandescent bulbs? We've been replacing all of them with LED bulbs because not only does it save energy, but it's brighter. And we realized that once we started replacing all of them, like the whole store was so much brighter and it looked so much better.
Yes.
So replace those bulbs, you guys.
Yeah, right. I know. Well, I even like when I was first opening my store, I thought like I'm just a tiny little boutique. And so I thought how I was going to use color and lighting was that I would do my ceilings white because I thought it would make the space look bigger. And I had pretty much figured out all of the other things. And I remember I brought in like a corporate designer. And so I've got my paint swabs and all the things, and we're literally walking into a white box. It's concrete floor and gyprock. That's it. There's no lights. There's no plumbing. It was bare bones. And I'm telling her, okay, this wall will be teal and this wall will be black and this wall will be gray. And over here, I'm going to do this. And she's like, okay, we're not at paint yet. I'm like, you're not at paint. I'm at paint. I'm like, I've been doing this for, 3 months in my head. So I know what I wanted. And then when I got to that and I want to do the ceiling white, she says, why do you want to do the ceiling white? And I said, well, because it's a small place and, I want to make it look bigger. And she said, it's not that small and you've got tons of natural light. She said, I would suggest doing your ceiling black because it will hide all of the piping because we weren't finishing the ceiling, right? Like I don't have a finished ceiling. And she said, the black will hide all the piping. And so nobody will see all of that stuff up on your ceiling. And I'm like, oh, good point. And then she called me back the next day and said, why are you going to waste your money on me? Like you've already designed your store. And
so she gave you the one tip and said
the one tip. And then she's like, yeah, you don't
do
need
your
me
thing.
because I'm in there with my like hand drawn floor plan about where everything's going. And she's
you've got your paint chips. Like you'd already done all the work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, good for her though, because she could have I could have paid her $1,000 and then would have went, what did I pay her for? I got a black ceiling.
Exactly.
But anyways. Yeah. But the lighting too, like that was, I know when I was looking for lighting for my store, people are in there to shop. And if they can't see what they're buying, they're not going to buy it. You can use lighting strategically too. If you have that kind of really high end area, I would go all out with lights there and I would be pointing those lights at all of my spotlights. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I really like under the shelf lights. Like I've got a couple of like wooden shelves and, we put like under the shelf lights on those.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes things pop.
Yeah. I have a couple of those as well. Like some of my shelves that the lighting is good in the area, but then when you get the shelves and then put product on, all of a sudden it becomes darker in the actual shelving space. So I went and got those LED strip lights. And I outlined all of, around the sides, top and bottom of those shelves. And then I've got them programmed on my little genie so that they turn on and off when my store opens and closes. So I don't have to remember about running around, turning off all of these lights everywhere in my store. They just automatically turn on and off. But it definitely makes a huge difference. So that the product is seen well when customers are browsing.
For sure. Okay. Did we want to move on to smells?
Let us talk about smells, especially since we work in pet stores.
So I heard this a long time ago. And I don't know if this is true, but I heard that if a woman wears a pumpkin scent, and I'm guessing it's like a pumpkin spice scent, it's very attractive to a man. And that makes no sense to me. I know, right?
Actually, you know what? I heard vanilla or grapefruit. For the same reason.
Those are so opposite.
Right? And then you throw pumpkin spice in there. You would think that you would have to smell like steak and beer I don't know. Anyway.
But you want to make sure the store smells good, but I do like to use like pumpkin spice candles or like pine scent during the holidays. It just makes it more festive and people they get in the holiday mood, when it smells like the holidays.
Well, and I know that we're not there yet, but that goes hand in hand with the music that you play. I know that as a retailer, you're kind of like, oh my God, if I hear one more Christmas carol, I'm going to like scratch somebody's eyes out. But there is research around the fact that the music that is being played in your store during the holidays, when it is Christmas music, makes people want to shop more for Christmas. The smells are the same.
Wait, so speaking of shopping more, I did want to say on the smells, one study did find that scent increased sales by 11%. If you don't want to spend the money on that candle, think again. It could boost your sales.
Well, and if you think about it too, like if you walk into a pet store or you walk into like a pet business of some sort, and the smells are not pleasant, do you want to stay? Like I don't. And so if I have to walk into a pet store and it reeks like fish, or it reeks like, something that is not appealing.
I mean, that's the same as for a restaurant too, or like really anywhere. Yeah. I mean, it needs to smell fresh at least.
Yeah, I'm not staying to browse, right? When I'm like gagging on the smells. And that, like, I know we mop every morning. We mop. We're very particular. We don't want to contribute to the toxins that the furry guys come in contact with. So we're not using commercial cleaners. We are literally using vinegar and essential oils, hot water, splash of Dawn. And, but our store smells so fresh every day that you walk in, because I'm using lemon and lime essential oils, right? I love the smells. And anyways, it smells so fresh. But then of course we do have some scented toys. And of course we have our pet safe candles, where, we don't have ripped open bags on the floor of stuff that smells like dog food when you walk in the store.
Look, I have struggled in my chew section. Like, there was a line of like bully sticks that I had a long time ago that, man, they did not smell good. And of course they're bulk. So
I did make the mistake one time. I ordered the wrong chew, and when it came and I opened it up,
it made the whole section smell.
Yeah, I got rid of it. I was like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, how do you solve that? Well, you get a different chew, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing is though that I keep my nice smelly toys, like the ones that are naturally fragranced to have scent for the dog, and my candles on either side of my chews.
Ooh, okay.
So I've got good sniffs and maybe where the chew, but our chews don't really, like, other than when I screwed up and ordered the wrong chew, our chews don't really have a terrible scent. But we get
sometimes
compliments all the time.
Like fish skin type ones can smell. That's why I
get tilapia. They don't smell.
Yeah. I only buy the kind that are like already wrapped. That helps too.
We have tilapia skins that are literally unwrapped and there's no smell. Tilapia.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So back to music.
Back to music.
Mm-hmm. Back to music. I mean, look, I don't want to play the same thing every day for my staff because it's going to drive them insane. So I kind of let them make a playlist, but I'm like, no rap, no country, please.
Yeah.
But
no death metal.
Exactly. Because apparently fast music
will make you shop faster.
Yes. And you don't want them to shop faster.
No,
you want them to browse longer. So I prefer a more like chill playlist in my store.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it also, I mean, at the end of the day, remember that your music is not there to entertain. Your music is literally there for that background noise. So it shouldn't be blasting so loud that, people can't hear themselves think.
And you should definitely have music. I like when my music stops, like say my Wi-Fi messes up, it is so annoying.
It drives
so me
quiet.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So please, if you're not playing music in your store, please.
Yeah.
Just at least get a boombox or something.
You want to make sure
play the radio.
Yeah, something. You've got to make sure that you have some sort of noise. And I noticed that too. Something was happening with our Wi-Fi because I have the Sonos speakers in my store. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of, they are supposed to create a surround sound feel. So I have one at the front, one at the back. And the crappy thing is that they also work with the Sonos app and the Sonos app only. And the one time we were in there and the Sonos app was down and I'm like, what?
Right. So I like to have a backup, like old school boombox radio thing.
I just have a Wi-Fi speaker, like a wireless, a Bluetooth speaker.
So you could play like Spotify or something.
Yeah. Cause at first I'm like, oh, no worries. I'll just put on a local radio station for now. And then of course it only played out of the iPod or the iPad because it doesn't connect with the Sonos speakers. And I'm like, So thankfully Sonos fixed their app with quick enough. Yeah. And because also my Bluetooth speaker bit the biscuit and doesn't stay playing.
Bit the biscuit. I like that. That's funny. Okay. What are we talking about next?
Touch.
Like touching. Okay. Yeah. So this is great because we were just talking on a few episodes ago about how like Gen Z does want to come into stores and they want to touch and feel things. Thank you. I do too. So setting up like demo stations, instead of having something that may be in a plastic package, take one out so people can touch it and see it and feel it.
Speaking of that, okay, when I toured around Edmonton and I went to a bunch of different independent stores, the one store that we went into had these beautiful, beautiful harnesses, all wrapped in plastic.
No!
That's when I was like, oh my goodness, do you know how many more you'd sell if you just took them out of the plastic?
Were they leather? They
like weren't
leather?
They were adorable. They were for tiny little dogs because they looked like beautiful dresses or they looked like tuxedos. But they were all wrapped in plastic. And that plastic immediately makes those harnesses look cheap. And I know they weren't cheap. But I only know they weren't cheap because I'm in retail. If I was just a normal customer, I wouldn't be able to identify that, hey, those are really expensive harnesses. As a consumer, I would walk in and go, oh no, those are cheap, because they're covered in plastic like that. And maybe I wouldn't even be able to identify that as a consumer, that it's because of the plastic, but the plastic makes them look cheap. I also would say too, this maybe is maybe not necessarily around touch and texture, but for things like my cat litter is walnut shells. And we talked about this with the two crazy cat ladies.
Yeah.
But it's hard for people to envision this, right? So what we do is we actually have a little glass jar of some of the cat litter sitting beside the cat.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah. So then people can see what it actually looks like. We do
let them open the jar and touch it?
Oh, they can absolutely open the jar if they want to. It's just there so that they can see what it looks like, because some people have never heard of walnut litter. The other thing that we do is when we have food that has different size shapes or different size pellets, I actually have those little jars beside that food as well to show you this is the difference between the small ones and the big ones, so that they can decide, right? Can a small dog still eat the big pellet?
That's also a great idea, Carly, because I'll be standing there talking to a customer and then they ask about the size of the pellet, and then I'm like, well, let's squish the bag.
Yeah. No, I just put my little jars so that they can see the difference between the sizes, because like I said, can a small dog eat the big pellet? Yeah, he can, but the customer might be going, no, my guy will not eat that big one. It's not that much bigger than the small one, but then at least they get to see, instead of getting home and going, oh crap, I got the big ones and I have a 3-pound dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Wow, I just learned something.
I'm here to teach and impart the wisdom.
Okay, are you ready to maybe sum all this up?
What did we talk about? I don't even know what we talked about. No, of course. Listen, price, all of these different things are important. At the end of the day, you know what? We all got into this business because we probably wanted to help the pets. That's ideally what it is. But there's definitely some things about retail that, regardless of how new or old, or what would I say, rookie or veterans, like
there you go.
So it doesn't matter if you're a rookie pet pro or a veteran pet pro, there's probably always something that you can learn about the science of retail, because there is an art to retail. That's for sure. And
for sure,
some of these things say words.
Well, I was going to say, I wanted to challenge our listeners. If you're not doing one of the things that we mentioned on this podcast, pick one and implement that this week, and then see what happens.
Good challenge. And then you'll probably also have a challenge at the end of this episode. I don't even know what we say at the end of this episode. Hey, I will bring that up though. Have you been listening right to the end, Pet Pro? Because we have added either a tip, a challenge, or a really bad dad joke, because Sherry got her way.
I wanted the dad jokes. So we put those at the very end. So you have to listen all the way through if you want to hear it.
But yes. And so I would say that like retail is that science, that art. There are always tips and tricks that we can learn to help your customer, help you, and your bottom line, help your staff, all of the things. I think we definitely covered a lot more than we did in episode 7. Because episode 7 was all about pricing.
Definitely.
We didn't get into the sensory side that
Right.
of-
It all goes together. It all works together. So I do want to do a shameless plug here and ask people if you could leave us a review. We would really appreciate it.
Well, and you know what? You know how important it is as a pet business to get those reviews from your customers. It allows you to see what you're doing well, where you can improve. We would love the same type of feedback.
We love hearing from you guys. And I guess you can leave the review on the podcast app, or if you just want to drop a note on one of our social media pages. We're the number 2 Pet Shop Girls on Instagram and Facebook, right? I think
she made up the names, you guys. She made them up, and now she can't remember what they are.
Well, no, I think Pet Shop Girls was taken, so I had to do the number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is just the number 2, not number 2. It is.
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
Pet
I'm
Shop
sorry.
Girls.
Okay. On Facebook, we are just straight up Pet Shop Girls. It was Instagram. I had to do the number 2.
Oh, there you go. All right.
There you go.
Okay, well, I think that this maybe was helpful for everybody. I'm hoping that you got some tips and tricks out of there. And again, in our Substack community, all of this stuff will be detailed in your playbook. If you haven't joined us in Substack yet, that is where we not only share some stuff that we're not sharing elsewhere, but that is where we are putting all of our playbooks. Each episode is a lesson. We always hope to give value, and we just try to go a little bit further with the playbooks for our paid Substack members in Pet Shop Girls Off the Record.
Oh, and if you do like listening to your podcasts on YouTube, we are on YouTube now. So FYI.
Oh, look at it's Christmas comes early.
I know. Just all the things. And don't forget, next episode is episode 100.
100.
With the biggest name we've ever had on this podcast and Carly's number 1 hero, I think.
Yep.
Rodney Habib next week, so stay tuned.
Yes. All right, Pet Pros. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Pet Pro, that's it for this week.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.
Just hit all the buttons.
And if you want more, join us in the Indie Insider, our private Facebook group for pet pros.
Then you'll never miss the podcast that makes you sit, stay, and beg for more. The Pet Shop Girls.
Pet Shop Girls.
You know, Sherry, when I first opened House of Paws, I was spending way too much time making documents that I needed from scratch. Employee handbooks, sales games, event planners, even little giveaways for customers.
I remember, and those weren't just nice to haves. They make your store run smoother and kept your customers coming back.
Exactly. Every document I created was because I needed it for my own store. And then I kept hearing from other pet pros, I wish I had something like that.
I said that too, and that's what I love. These aren't theory. They're used in a real store with real results. I use your event planner every month. And now any indie retailer can grab them, save time, add their logo, and use them too.
Right? So if you're tired of starting from a blank page, check out houseofpawspetpro.com and use promo code PetShopGirls to get 10% off your first order and see which documents can help you get your time back. Here's a quick tip. Never end